Today, I just want to kind of start with a very basic principles of what is inbound marketing. Inbound marketing is nothing new. Actually, it's been around for probably 10, 15 years. It's the whole methodology behind attracting customers. Most of us that have been around have been marketed to or sold to. And the traditional way of marketing or being sold to has been through push messaging. So you get a TV commercial. You really don't want to be looking at the TV commercial, but it just happens to be there at the middle of your show. So that's kind of the traditional method of marketing. Inbound marketing is different in that its methodology is all about being a magnet. You're trying to attract a person who's interested in your product or service, but you're doing it by giving them helpful content throughout their journey. So inbound marketing, again, it's not interruptive marketing or messaging like traditional radio, TV. Inbound marketing is the opposite. You're trying to provide the content that is valuable for that potential customer of your product or service at a time when they're looking for it. So a good example of that is, if you're searching for, let's say, a dentist in your neighborhood, you put it in the search, it pops up, and some of the better websites are going to come up organically, and they may offer an e-guide on what are the 5 best ways to select your next dentist. That's an example of content and inbound marketing. It's not a message that's being pushed at you, it's something you were seeking. So there's 5 pillars for inbound marketing. They are: 1, you're creating content that's valuable for your customers. You're trying to understand the buyer journey. So what that means is every buyer has a journey. Either they're at the very top level of their buyer journey, meaning they're just kind of trying to figure out what dentist to choose, for example, right? So they're doing a Google search. That's the awareness stage. So you got a top of the funnel called tofu. It sounds like the food, tofu, but it stands for top of the funnel. Then you got middle of the funnel called MOFU, M-O-F-U. When they're at the middle of the funnel, that means that they're in consideration stage. Simply put, consideration stage is where now literally you're considering choosing XYZ dentist over another dentist. Why is this important for a company that's looking at inbound marketing? Well, here in the middle of the funnel is when you should have content that really resonates with your potential customer during their journey. You want to be able to show off in a way that you're an expert in dentistry and orthodontist or what have you, right? So here you want to have content, whether it's video, whether it's a blog, whether it's some kind of case study that highlights why you're an expert and why they should choose you. The third level is called the bottom of the funnel. So bottom of the funnel, or BOFU, is when a potential customer has already made the decision that they want to go with you. In fact, they've maybe already selected you as the dentist of choice or the software of choice, and now they're using you. And now you can use them to be a testimonial and help you get more of the people that are in the top of the funnel in the awareness stage. So that's the second pillar, which is understand your buyer's journey and the buyer persona. So a little bit about buyer personas. So what are they? Buyer personas are basically a fictional depiction of your ideal customer profile. In layman's term, you have a certain type of customer you're trying to go after. So if you're a personal injury attorney, your ideal customer is someone within 30 miles or maybe even less, 15 miles from your law offices. And obviously it's someone who got recently in an accident of some sorts, right? So you would start building out who they are, what do they read, where do you want to attract, how do you attract their attention. For attorneys, for example, it's sometimes billboards. Definitely they spend money on Google, PPC. So that's how you kind of start creating a buyer persona. The buyer persona actually has both demographic information about your ideal customer profile, and it also has psychographic information. And what I mean by that is it'll say, typically this decision maker is 40, 45, male, female, graduate, not graduate. They prefer to do their searches online, or they prefer to do their searches at conferences more face-to-face. So you get a better idea of who your buyer persona is. So that second pillar is understanding your buyer persona for inbound marketing. Once you understand your buyer persona, you start then creating the right kind of content that talks to that buyer persona and in the right channels. You can start thinking about, okay, if I'm going to do some social media campaigning, knowing who my ideal customer is, what should I do with my dollars and budget for social media? On Facebook, I can't do a national campaign if I'm a doctor in Miami. I probably just want things that are around 30 miles away from my office or less, right? Same thing with attorneys. Unless they have a national firm, that's a whole different story. The third pillar, like I mentioned, is literally creating the right amount of content, go through the right channels, whether it's social media, whether it's on your website, creating certain blogs, and also it's optimizing your campaigns. And what I mean by that is that you typically need to do some testing. In marketing, we call it A/B testing. So you may send out an email that has one different subject line, the second one has a different subject line, different photo, one doesn't even have a photo or text, it might just be video. You're testing and optimizing. So when you're at the third pillar of inbound marketing, which is creating content, you're also looking to optimize content and campaigns. The fourth pillar is maximizing customer value. So simply put, every business out there wants to maximize the value of their customer. There's actually an acronym called LTV, lifetime value. Every customer has a lifetime value. If you're a dentist, as the example that I was given before, you want to have that family that comes into your dentistry probably for 5, 6, 7 years. If they have younger children, you're not only going to have the parents, but you'll probably have their children if you do a good job, right? So as long as you're providing the right kind of content to get these clients in the door, and then you're feeding them that same kind of content that educates them along their journey, you're able to maximize that lifetime value of the customer. The fifth pillar is sustaining an inbound marketing strategy. In order for you to have a successful inbound marketing strategy, you need resources, systems, and tools. So let's go through resources first. In order to write content and to provide content through the right channels to your potential customers, you need help. Whether you have it in-house or you get a partner agency like Patent Marketing that can help you with video marketing, production of videos for your e-commerce site, shoppable videos, for example, and or if you just need videos to highlight your product, services, or testimonials from your customers. For blogs and content to drive traffic to your website organically without having to pay Google PPC ads, you need a team that can help you with content. In terms of systems, you may or may not have a marketing automation platform. It's software that helps you automate your marketing. And what it does is it really just helps to take all the potential customers you have and the leads, and it automates things for you. Email marketing, it can automate posting on social media. It helps you understand where your customer is and getting them all the content they need during their journey, whether they're at the top of the funnel and they're still considering, middle of the funnel where they're considered you for your product or service, and or they become a customer and now you want to continually just let them know that you're there for them. In conclusion, inbound marketing is a method of marketing to your customers or potential customers or even current clients in a non-interruptive way, because you're providing content that's valuable for them and you're giving it to them when they're asking for it. So it's almost permission-based. A great example of that here at Patent Marketing, we're taking upon ourselves and our team to learn about inbound marketing from a book called They Ask You Answer. The author is Marcus Sheridan, and Marcus Sheridan has a real life story and actually a success story about using inbound marketing to save his business right after the 2008 recession, where his pool and spa business was basically going under. If you haven't read it, or if you want to learn more about how inbound marketing helped his company and kind of his journey, it'll give you some insight into what we're here trying to do for our clients and in terms of inbound marketing at Patent Marketing. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the content. If you like what you saw and you want to get more, please comment below. Give us an idea of what you'd like to learn more about, and follow us on social media and subscribe to our channel. See you next time.